day has finally come to pick up our pride and joy G80 M3. So the day has finally come and it's time to pick up our G80 M3 from Germain BMW in Naples. So we need to get on the road, make the hour-and-a-half drive, and get ready to grab this thing. You ready, Leah?
Of course, I missed the G80.
Please stop.
When we finally arrived at BMW, we were greeted by a long line of 8 Series, most of which were convertibles. Just a reminder of how many dealers had over-ordered inventory in 2022 and are just sitting on them. So it was time to make our way into the store and hand these guys our hard-earned Benjamins that, if you watch the last video, they just didn't deserve. So we're here at Germain. I got the bill I was not so happy to pay, and if you hadn't seen the previous videos, then you don't know exactly what was going on with the G80, but here it is, and I'm so glad to have it back. Nice thing about Germain is they do a complimentary clean on the car. Looks like it's been rained on since then, but overall it still looks pretty darn good. It's been sitting outside for the last 45 days. I always try to keep it inside, but here she is. If you're new to the channel or you haven't seen it before, this is the pride and joy of our fleet, G80 M3, sweet spec. Of course, it's a base with the do-it-yourself manual, and it's got the awesome interior combination. I forget exactly what that color's called right now. We're gonna do a sick update on this car, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this invoice and what we had to replace. I'll show that a little bit later in the video, but for now we got a little bit of a drive ahead of us and it's gonna start getting dark, so let's get home. There's Aaliyah waiting in her car. All right, so first start on the car, 9,202 miles. I haven't been in it for almost a month, so let's go ahead and just hit that that healthy button right there. That's the button that makes the car very healthy, and we'll get on the road. Just got ready to start driving the car, and I don't know if this sounds, obviously they didn't do any work to the motor, but it seems kind of rattly. It's kind of funky. I don't really remember that. Obviously the exhaust sounds good, but it seems kind of rattly to me. But we'll get on the road. Alright, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This car has always felt really good. If you don't know anything about the G80 M3, just know they are one bad. But I had not been in this car for a while. I've been driving the $4,000 Project E90, and to jump in this in contrast, what an experience. This is a sweet, sweet drive. I wish I brought the GoPro mount, but I forgot, so I just got to film while I'm holding it here, which makes it a little bit trickier with the manual, but wow, just got on it once. Tires had a little bit of shine on them from the detail, and this thing is just a blast. I mean, look how gorgeous the interior is. And I know it's just a little bit more of a culture shock when you're coming from a 16-year-old 140,000 mile $400 BMW that I've been driving for the last month and a half, but it's been quite a few years since I've even driven a car like that. And just to get back in the G80, oh, I mean, seriously, these things are badass. Get on it too hard because I gotta be able to keep her straight, but we're gonna get back on the interstate here and should be able to get some really sweet shots for you guys. Just cruising through Naples. Lights are all coming on, pretty dark. Should be some good backdrop for some sweet shots. So Aaliyah managed to get in front of us here, and it looks like we have a lot of traffic ahead of us and a pretty long trek home. 550's looking good. Give it a little rev. Probably a lot of road noise, but God, I can't believe we're back in the G80, man. Hell yes. Never thought I'd miss this thing so much. Feels so good. Feels so good. Took to get the G80 back. If you'd watched some of the previous videos, you probably saw that the tie rod failed for no apparent reason. No accident or anything associated with it, just broke right in the driveway. So long story short, I fought back and forth with BMW for about 6 weeks, about 45 days, and long story short, they decided to not cover the car in any way, shape, or form, which, being in the auto industry for a long time, I guess I can kind of understand, because it's hard to say when the car comes in broken that essentially the person that's bringing it in isn't at fault. So that's kind of where we ended up with it, and that's unfortunate. But I wasn't going to pay $6,000 or $7,000. I had a feeling the steering rack wasn't bad, and I certainly wasn't going to replace the driver's side tie rod with 9,000 miles on the car. So I was able to kind of haggle with them, and I'll show the invoice now, but it cost about $1,500 even. He took care of me a little bit. Well, not really, but as much as he probably could do in his position. And I don't really blame Germain BMW and my service advisor down there. I feel like they did the best that they could to take care of me given the circumstances. So long story short, we got the car back, and now we can start filming some really, really good content with it. Obviously, this is the best thing that we have on our channel, and I'm very familiar with these M's because I've owned quite a few of them, so I really look forward to doing some cool things with this car, including a full review on it where we talk about the first 10,000 miles and the ownership experience so far, and should you buy one of these, because they are the absolute last of an era, and there will most likely be no more manual M3s after the next generation. It's probably going to be some off-hybrid like AMG did, those sellouts. And as great as that platform might be. It's not going to be an inline 6 BMW with a 6-speed manual. Whether this thing has the snarl nose, ugly grills or not, it is still one badass car. And if you ever get a chance to own one or drive one, do it, because you won't be disappointed unless your tie rod gets bent. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please smash that subscribe button, because you're going to want to see the new content coming up, especially the stuff we have coming up on this car. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you those who have subscribed to the channel so far, and peace out.